Alright, Stomp Boxers, so we are going to start a pedal overview on the Insomnia, Revenant and Paranoia for noise therapy effects, and we're just going to start with an overview, and we're going to kind of jam on it as we're describing the overview so you can kind of see what the pedal does in particularly. So I guess we're going to start with the Insomnia.
Sure. The Insomnia is my take on something that'll do a clean sustain up to kind of a raunchy distortion. It's a couple things that I did specifically with it is I wanted to make sure that whether you want just a clean bluesy tone, it'll do it. Whether you want a raunchy punk type tone, you can do it. And I know a lot of guys out there say, oh, their pedal does clean to scream. This does, but in some unique ways. One special feature of this pedal is that it does run on 18 volts, which gives it more headroom. So when you're running in the clean mode, it really just, it doesn't break up a lot unless you want it to. It gives you a ton of sustain. Let's go ahead and hear how it sounds.
Yeah.
This is in clean mode with no clipping.
It's got a lot of clarity. I really like that.
Yeah, and it's driving the amp a little bit. We could crank it up. I'll go max gain on this. Go ahead. It just got real loud. Now again, that's max gain on the lowest gain setting. So if we go to the next gain setting here, we're going to have a lot more crunch. We'll start at the minimum. Chug, you go to the top setting, least volume output, but most crunch. Go ahead and give that a roll. Let's hear it with some single coils.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and what's the overview of Le Revenant? What is that one?
So Le Revenant started off as a custom request from the band Le Revenant out of Quebec. And his request was he wanted something that was really raunchy, that he could blend with his typical Marshall tone. He plays down-tuned, he plays with high output active pickups, and I wanted to create a fuzz that would work well with my single coils or with his high output Fishman Fluence pickups, down-tuned, modern style playing. Took a lot of trial and error, but we found out a way to do that, and so this pedal sounds great no matter what your setup is. Max gain, there's no gain control. You can use your volume to adjust it a bit, but basically it's got one tone that it carries through, and then there's some diode upper octave, so you can add that overtone if you want something with a little bit more distinct sound. So let's give it a try. All right, here we go, guys. Plug your ears.
There's so much gain, it's like so much sustain, it just keeps going and going and going. It's crazy. So.
But it'll also do this. It chugs and it's gated without being too choppy. Now let's hear it with the octave.
Oh yeah.
This is going to wake up the audience right here. For you guys that like to double track, you do one track without the octave, add the octave onto the second, and it's going to be distinct, and you're going to have a wider guitar in your recordings. I love it. Let me give it a go.
That cuts through, and I like the saturation on it too. It's really cool.
And one thing I put in here that maybe we'll demo at the end because it's inside is this is the only pedal on the market that has an octave adjust where you can change the fatness or the thinness of the octave. So if you want it splatty like a traditional Octavia, you can do that. If you wanted a full out ballsy octave that's just in your face, you can do that too. So I think that's a cool feature. It is built on the inside with a trim pot. Because it's kind of a set it and forget it setting.
Yeah, and also I think I remember you telling me something about you can actually adjust the LEDs on that. How would you do that?
Sure. So one of the things I saw a lot when I was doing research on things to do with my pedals that maybe would solve problems in the real world, everybody and their brother complains about how bright some LEDs are. They're blinding. I've heard people say they put tape over it, nail polish, all these crazy things to do to their $100, $200, $300 pedals they bought. So I decided with my pedals to add in a trimmer control, like a dimmer, like your light in your home. So you can flip the back off, and there's a little trim pot with you use your screwdriver, and you can adjust how bright you want that LED. It's just a little thing, but it can make a big difference in your performance if your pedals aren't blinding you. So I thought I'd throw it in there on all of my pedals.
Let's go ahead and check out the Paranoia.
Okay. If you don't mind, I'm going to take this one first. So I dialed it up to the Jesse setting, which is everything max, just so I can demonstrate the versatility of it. And then we'll show some different tones, but I'm not going to adjust anything in here. It's all maximum. I'm just going to use my volume on my guitar here, starting out with nothing, slowly dialing it in. You can hear it's really clean. Kind of a vintage garage sound. And back to clean. Okay, so let's adjust a couple settings and then you give it a go. We're going to start with the low fuzz. Now the fuzz doesn't turn fuzz off or on, it adjusts the sound of the fuzz. So you got to play around with it, find out what you like.
I want to bring it down this time. I want to do some chords and get that reverb in the background, that sort of reverb. I think it'll sound really pretty. So. Yeah, it cleans up really well. Just a little subtle fuzz. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I like that. And we can bring it up a little bit. And that was on the neck pickup. So we bring it forward, we get a lot more of that fuzz. Anything with reverb, I like it.
Yeah, guys, keep in mind all the reverb you heard in that when he was comping at the beginning with those clean, bright chords is all built in the Paranoia. There's no outboard reverbs used at the moment, no reverb in the amp, just it built in the pedal.
Yeah. So now that we talked about the pedals individually, let's make some ambient tones here. I'm really interested to use the Insomnia and get some blues behind it, because the clarity is just really good on those. So let's dial up something for blues here.
Okay, sure. So let's start off with bounce that off a little bit, and that, and center voicing, cleanest voicing. That should be a nice tone for you.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of delay behind it, just to get that little tail end delay. Just turn the mix down, and I'm going to give a little bit of reverb on this one, and I'll go ahead and I'll dial in just like a normal blues riff with some drums behind it. So I'm going to use my looper on that one. Okay, so it's a normal blues riff, and I bet this is going to cut really well through all of this. So I'm going to use my nut pickup. I can just get lost in that forever.
Really great.
That's up my alley right there. That's just awesome. Wow, yeah, the Insomnia. Yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with that one. Cool. So that's a good blues one. What else can we dial in to get more of a psychedelic type of feel? Something hard, or we can have maybe some phase or something like that in it.
Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and let's kick on the phase. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. All right. Then let's go for broke. Let's throw in the Paranoia. To me, this is very psychedelic. And turn to a little bit darker tone. Let's go switch it up to the Revenant. I really appreciate the time, inviting me over here to talk about these. These are my babies. I've designed them for myself and for other musicians to enjoy, to help them express themselves. You can definitely reach out to me through my website, noisetherapyeffects.com, all spelled out with the FX. And you can look at the current designs. I've got some demo tones up there. I also still do custom builds. That's where I started my business. That's where I built my fan base. And so if there's something that you're looking for that maybe you don't see out there, maybe you want something a little bit cooler, definitely reach out to me. I'm willing to work on anything and try to make your dream come true there. I also am, I do custom design, so maybe if you would like your own pedal built that's not out there, or you like to build your own, I'm working on building up some DIY designs that come out, so you can buy your circuit boards from me. We can design you custom circuit boards, even some DIY instructions. So if you're just starting to get into the hobby and you want to build your own designs and make your own tones, I 100% support that and want to be a partner to help you achieve that dream also. So all that information can be found on my website.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining us today. And like you said, if you're interested in any of these awesome pedals, check his website out. Ask him questions for custom builds. So that's very cool. Thank you for joining us today. I'm glad you got here in one piece, driving in the snow. And thank you guys for watching, and stay safe out there.
Have a good day.